Hello, I am Stephanie Narvaez, a graduate student in the City University of Seattle's Master in Education of Adult Education program. Today I will present 5 best practices for use in online education. According to a study by Kingwe and Kidd, university instructors will be asked to incorporate online learning in their classes due to increased demand for blended learning or fully online classrooms. Kingwe and Kidd also mentioned instructors require more time, skill, and knowledge to successfully deliver an online classroom. Others mentioned in a study by Granzoll and Granzoll say traditional learning practices are not suitable for online classes. The knowledge is presented, stored, and delivered differently. Instructors must be prepared to redesign instructional material, develop ways to interact with the students, and use educational technologies appropriately. The instructor must have knowledge to recognize when technology can impede or assist the achievement of learning goals. According to Baghdadi, quality of course content can be affected by the instruction delivery system. Baghdadi continues to say the technology being used to deliver course content should be based on desired learning outcomes and not on available technology. Instructors can use best practices to offer engaging content and ensure these online students successfully understand their learning objectives. The first best practice is to set clear learning goals and expectations. Students can effectively navigate through the online course content and expectations if they have clear and concise information. According to a study by Baghdadi, online students rely on their instructor to establish a course schedule and deliver within the timelines outlined. According to a different study by McGuire, by chunking content into manageable subunits, such as unit, module, topic, instructors can improve learning by reducing the mental resources required for negotiating the online environment. McGuire also mentions instructors can provide to-do lists and structure the syllabus to mirror the chunk content on the course website. A benefit of online learning is the ability to provide the same message to all students. So how does this enhance the learning process? These small details can greatly improve the performance of online students. Other examples include creating responses to frequently asked questions or sending email reminders of approaching due dates. Research by McGuire shows that a simple and clearly labeled course menu can facilitate better interaction. The student is made responsible to use the resources. However, the instructor will need to monitor student activity using the learning management system. If the course syllabus is created well, the student will not need to frequently depend on the instructor. The second best practice is to provide constructive and timely feedback. According to a study by Toit, feedback is inherent and prime determinator of processes that contribute to self-regulation, allowing for active engagement. Prompt constructive feedback is one of the most important principles for the design and delivery of online courses, according to a study by McGuire. Instructors should provide feedback and respond to students in a reasonable time. The time frame should be communicated to reduce student frustration and to assist them moving forward with their assignment. Should more time be needed to provide a response, instructors must communicate the additional time needed. A misconception that instructors may have is that online courses can run themselves. Feedback will help close the student's knowledge gap to ultimately achieve the desired learning goal. Feedback is reduced as individuals become more skilled. Low student-to-teacher ratios has been found necessary for the instructor to manage students' performance. The instructor must effectively use tools to reduce labor-intensive tasks and to open time for feedback and engagement. An example of a tool is to use the learning management system and design an assignment that can be auto-graded. With constructive and timely feedback, the student does not feel as if they are alone in the learning process. They will begin to understand what level of work is expected of them. They also become engaged in the learning process. According to Toit, the appropriateness of effective feedback also affects the quality of learning and student achievement. A limitation found when reading research studies is that instructors can spend a lot of time providing feedback that is well thought out. They may feel the most time and labor-intensive task of online instruction. By using shortcuts and reusing material, they can make the time to ensure feedback is both prompt and constructive. An example of a shortcut is to use templates for providing responses. The third best practice is to provide learning material in a variety of formats. Instructors must transform classroom instruction given the opportunities and limitations of the online technologies. According to Baghdadi, a best practice is to provide different routes to learning. This includes presenting learning materials in a variety of different formats. The online classroom can have a group of diverse students with unique learning needs. Online learning can offer a wide range of learning material to reach students' individual learning styles and meet universal design. According to Allison and Rem, it is important to understand how educators utilize technology in online learning environments to address the sensory modalities of students. The instructor would make resources in different formats for each learning module. An article about universal design suggests beginning with 2 types of materials and then branching out. An ebook can be used to offer a resource accessible on the go that offers zoom-in function. A video with closed captioning can offer students the option to play back and view the recordings as many times as needed. Other formats to offer course material can be storyboards, podcasts, and real-time webinars. According to Tobin, universal design learning gives all individuals equal opportunity to learn and provide a blueprint for creating instructional goals, methods, materials, and assessments that work for everyone, not a single one-size-fits-all solution, but rather flexible approaches that can be customized and adjusted for individual needs. Students' engagement can be enhanced with a variety of learning options. Also, offering asynchronous learning can allow students to work at their own pace, give them time for reflection, and create meaningful responses. If the resources provided do not cover the same material, the student may only use the resource that appeals to them. The instructor must indicate what resources are required to review and which resources are added for further understanding. A 5 to 10 minute video will not have as much information as a chapter from a textbook. The fourth best practice is creating discussion that is engaging. According to Granzoll, the quality and quantity of interactions with peers and faculty in both academic and social activities were the most key factors fostering student engagement, a powerful predictor of student success. Granzoll also mentions it is essential that student-to-student interaction and student-to-instructor interaction in both academic and social contexts in the online classroom. Instructors would serve to guide the learning with effective facilitation to replace the face-to-face learning. In the online classroom, instructors can come from covering course content to facilitate student learning. The environment should not be libraries of content, rather involve communication and collaboration. Instructors can include educational technologies such as blogs to allow for dialogue for asynchronous learning or schedule a webinar to engage all at once. The activities should include open-ended questions relevant to the material. It is also important to provide prompt and constructive feedback. In a study by Swan, students felt that they learned more from the course when they were interacted with instructors and peers. In the same study, findings suggest that shared discourse among students and instructors had positive satisfaction ratings. In a study by McGuire, instructors expressed frustration over not being able to gauge student comprehension reactions and emotions through verbal tones and body language in online classrooms. One colleague remarked, "There are ways to create group discussion and participation online, but I have not found anything that comes close to spontaneous questions, discussions, and other intellectual tangents that can emerge in the classroom." The sixth best practice is to use animation with narration. According to the study by Mayer, Hegarty, Mayer, and Campbell, animations and narrations require less initial cognitive effort to receive the message than do paper-based illustrations and text. Mayer, Hegarty, Mayer, and Campbell continue to say the case for dynamic media is consistent with the idea that animation is better than static diagrams because it offers more realistic representation of the to-be-explained process, that is, a representation that is more like the real process that it represents. In a different study by Mayer and Moreno, the cognitive theory of multimedia learning is based on 3 assumptions: dual channel assumption, limited capacity assumption, and active processing. Animation with narration works well for this theory because it offers less effort to process the information. It is known to engage students, creating meaningful learning, and sensory memory leads to long-term memory, connecting prior knowledge to the material. Animations are also effective when they are used to visualize processes that are not visible in the real world. An example is the movement of air around pressure systems in meteorology. Animation and narration is interesting, entertaining, and motivating to the learner. Learners put more and more effort to understand the material. The study by Mayer, Haggerty, Mayer, and Campbell show a decrease in extraneous cognitive efforts that lead to better scores on tests and retention of transfer. In the second study by Mayer, he states previous research has shown the attempts to increase the interest value by adding entertaining features tend to distract learners and lead to poor learner outcome. Instructors must appropriately use animation and narration to engage the student and avoid too many animations and keep narrations to speak about the content. There needs to be support and training offered to the instructor to ensure they develop an effective online classroom. With full understanding of appropriate pedagogical practices, online curriculum, and information technology, the instructor can facilitate a successful course. The use of best practices can help the instructor use their time wisely and create learner satisfaction.